There's a new Grammys ad featuring Taylor Swift, and a lot of people are applauding it, but it is also met with criticism. Now, the Grammys are on February 12th, but before we discuss, let's watch the commercial in question.
I want to say to all the young women out there,
there are going to be people along the way
who try to undercut your success.
or take credit for your accomplishments.
Or your fame.
But if you just focus on the work, and you don't let those people sidetrack you, someday, when you get where you're going, you will look around and you will know it was you.
And the people who love you, who put you there.
And that will be the greatest feeling in the world.
And that will be the greatest feeling in the world. Thank you for this moment.
So the little girls featured in the commercial, they were reciting, in case it wasn't obvious, they were reciting Taylor Swift's acceptance speech, the Grammy speech last year. I want to talk about okay, we're going to talk about the criticism. Thoughts, 5 words or less.
Her speech had bad blood.
Taylor's reenacted speech falls flat.
Don't listen to the haters, girl.
Shake it off, Taylor. Okay, so the criticism. Now, Grace, before we talk about the criticism, right when we were going into the video, you were going on and how you introduced everybody to Taylor Swift. You're such a big fan.
Well,
You went on for it was like 20 minutes. It was forever.
Not everyone, but I mean, in my high school, so I went to high school in Belgium, so when Taylor Swift first came out, she was a country music artist, and country music didn't really cross over to Belgium, and I introduced a lot of my high school friends to Taylor Swift, and I was a big fan of her, like, Tim McGraw and, like, Picture to Burn and all her, like, older stuff, and I wouldn't say that I'm, like, not a Taylor Swift fan, I don't hate her, but this speech, if they're putting it into commercial and holding it up, it was a speech that was directed at Kanye West.
That's the criticism, so talk about that.
Well, I mean, I think that's what the criticism is. It's nothing on Taylor. She didn't make this commercial. This wasn't her design. But for them to hold it up as like, this is an empowering young message to young women. No, it was a young woman getting on stage, accepting an award, and saying kind of like a big fuck you to someone that she felt had wronged her, and then, you know, Kim Kardashian clapped back and was like, actually, that's not the full story. So it's sort of an interesting part of Grammy history to hold up because it was such a scandal. And if you take the speech isolated on its own, it feels like it's something different, but we all know, given the context, because it just happened last year, that actually this was her slamming Kanye West. And also, we know that Kendrick Lamar should have won that year. Do we all agree on that? I mean, I'm just saying, like, we're gonna look back and remember all these songs from the Taylor Swift 1989 album, but To Pimp a Butterfly was the best album, like a complete artist vision, I would say.
But I think that's
not that 1989 wasn't good. But
You're echoing what I read, like from Huffington Post and BuzzFeed, and a number of people on Twitter. They felt that that speech, which on face value, of course, seeing those young girls say that comes off very empowering. But when you look at the speech and know that it's not as genuine, it delegitimizes it.
There's an agenda behind it.
Right.
You know, she's not saying it to empower young women.
What's Santa Claus? It's a facade?
First of all, I was just going to say it's a real person. What it is there's two things. Both those things I think can exist. But if this is a commercial focused on little girls, the message is believe in yourself, keep striving for success no matter what. We, tainted, cynical adults, don't need to tell these little girls, hey, listen, you want to know the real story about manufactured PR moves?
Right, but
we don't need to do that. Let's just let the kids have the commercial.
How many kids have seen this commercial? It's all the adults that have seen it. All the adults are talking about it. My stepdaughters haven't seen the commercial. This isn't for the kids. This isn't for the kids. This is for the parents and the old people like us to be like, look how amazing Taylor is. She's really tapping into something. This was an orchestrated PR stunt. I love her. I think she's great. I think she's growing and growing up as an artist and making mistakes, and we're watching her along the way. So
No.
there's something to that. And I do believe that speech didn't make me feel empowered. It made me feel like someone said, you should use this opportunity and give Kanye the middle finger. And she did it.
So
but now
in a very graceful way.
What
Beautiful
mistakes
way.
has she made along the way? Like
Well,
what mistakes?
Mistakes that she's made is saying to Kanye, yeah, you can say that. That'd be totally fun and cool. And then he says it in his own way, and then she's mad about it. What she should have said, what are the lyrics going to be? I need to know exactly what they are before you put my name in a song. And when you figure that out, you call me back.
Yeah,
and instead, she was like, she was smitten with him on the phone. You could hear it.
It's on a recording. It's on a recording.
No, if you listen to that recording, it's Taylor Swift going like, this is the batshit crazy person who's been dogging me my entire
I don't think
career
she knew that.
since I was 14 or whatever child age
she
she
was
was
flattered for
when
a
he
long
was like,
time.
I'm going to let you finish. And he goes and that's
was
how
shitty
it
of him.
started. And
That
she's
was
just
shitty of him.
in that, when I watched that video, it's her going like, sure, okay, whatever.
like 8.
And then let's go lawyer. No, in the video that we're talking about from Kim
Oh, okay,
Kardashian,
from Kim, yeah.
she's just like, all right, crazy. I'm gonna go make sure that I'm ready for whatever the
But
next
she
step
okayed
is.
it.
Which
She
to me,
All she had
okayed
to
it.
say was, I'm not cool with that.
no, because oh my God, look at Kanye West. That's all he does. He's like this crazy judo
No one's
psycho
defending
man.
Kanye West
I'm
here.
not. But what I'm saying is, you said she's making mistakes along the way. My counter argument is she hasn't made a single goddamn mistake.
You know what other people
Everything
would
she's
say?
done has been completely to her benefit from the beginning. A well-orchestrated machine made possible not just by like, I'm a kid, I'm coming up with these great ideas to be a giant star at the end, but like, I want to be a star, Daddy. Okay, here's everything you need. Here are the best people. And
Well,
so
that-
this
no, that's, I
idea
think,
of
is
like
a
you're
really-
a kid and people are going to shade you the whole time.
but-
She's surrounded by like the kinds of things that I think we need to shield children from, so that they sit there as kids lugging their tuba to practice and believe in themselves, despite all the bullshit that we know about, so they can go make something of themselves themselves.
But that's okay.
Go ahead.
So I think you bring up a really good point where it was, we know how influential her parents are, and like the whole thing is like, I was raised on a Christmas tree farm, and yeah, that's true because her parents could afford to raise her on a Christmas tree farm. It wasn't like the hard life of a Christmas tree farm. So when you look at like,
Which I would watch on A&E.
which would be an amazing story, but
nonstop.
like I remember. Hearing about watching interviews with her at the beginning and being like, I was discovered by this guy, and I was like, you were discovered by this guy because like your dad had the influence to get you in touch with this guy. It wasn't like he was going around to open mics in Nashville.
You weren't Bieber in on
But
the
she
street,
is incredible.
B.
No, she is
She's
incredibly
talented.
talented.
Right.
That's true. However, you look at this commercial. There's a lot of diversity in the commercial, and it's hard to watch it and be like, girls, like from all different walks of life. If you work really hard, then one day you can grow up to be a
Famous.
upper privileged white woman who is straight and pretty, and then you'll
And
get
famous.
famous.
Well, it's not only that.
I know it's not that,
Yeah.
but it's hard to like. It's nice that they like inserted diversity into the commercial when Kanye West was protesting her on stage for the same sort of systemic racism in the music industry that she sort of represents.
He just didn't do it the right way.
He didn't do it the right way at all.
Now, what a lot of people are also bringing up too is this. There was a whole article about it. Was it on what a number of people brought it up?
It was BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed
It was a
article.
different
BuzzFeed
one.
did a
than
big
BuzzFeed.
teardown
Not
of
the
Taylor.
victim.
No, the one,
Playing
not
the
the
victim.
BuzzFeed article. There was another one about her brand of feminism being negative, in the sense that when you look at like the music video "Bad Blood" and the words, yes, you see these beautiful, talented, powerful posse of women, but at the same time, you see this beautiful, powerful posse of women that are tearing down another woman in the lyrics, and people have also, led to believe that it was Katy Perry. If it's not Katy Perry, it's still somebody. So they think her brand of feminism, of trying to get women together, it falls flat when you're attacking someone.
Right.
So I do understand that. Believe me, I don't know Taylor Swift, and I'm a fan of her music. I think she's really talented, but I also understand some of the criticism that's out there too. And she also is known to shame a lot of her exes in her songs, and that's totally all the power to her. But there's always two sides to every story, and that's not fair sometimes to the
I
other
want
person
Jake
in the
Gyllenhaal
relationship.
to come out with a fire album.
There's
Just a
always
weird
two
movie, like
sides.
his genre.
We have
his,
to
like,
wrap it
media.
up. But final thought.
I think some people define talent as knowing what to steal, right? Like, have you heard that before?
Yeah.
People who are talented know, like, I'll take this from there, this from that. So, for all the people out there who are watching this wondering what to make of it, because every sentence we each said drew you to a more, like, cynical version of Taylor Swift or a positive or whatever her brand of feminism is all-encompassing. What your job is to watch it. I think you can watch the commercial independently and find the good message in that.
Of course.
You can listen to something about Taylor Swift's brand of feminism and how it relates to attacking other women and say, oh, I don't like that aspect of that song, so I'm, in my general philosophy of the world, not going to steal like the idea of attacking women to level the playing field. I want to build us all up. So don't be don't feel pessimistic about the temptation to just lump anything you see into this is all bad and this is all good.
I love that, Brett.
Take one little thing.
I love that. That gets a round of applause. It doesn't have to be either or, and you can celebrate one aspect of someone while criticizing another aspect and bettering yourself. And it's all about uplifting people. God, Brett, you're good.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good. All right, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. We'll see you next time.